for it years later is actually not a bad game to play right now. It kind of owns. I'll be honest. This game now kind of owns.
November 20th, 2018. Battlefield 5 has just fully launched, and it's looking a bit rough. Critic scores are looking good, but user reviews, not so much.
This game is totally not ready for fake history. No atmosphere. Zero out of 10. Very slot
Fake history.
Feeling like a
Fake
Also,
history.
the marketing, not the best. Turns out that insulting your fans and telling them not to buy your game isn't too productive here. Damn. The trailer and cosmetics of the game also proved to be controversial. And the launch came packaged with a horde of glitches, bad anti-cheat, unbalanced weapons, and massive portions of the game delayed. Overall, not great. It had also been 2 consecutive Battlefield games, and the charm was starting to wear.
What's going on with you?
Fans
You
long
know what's weird? I actually kind of like Battlefield 5. I don't know why someone typed fake history like that matters, but I
agree. I like Battlefield 5. That was a good game. Maps were pretty decent. You know, it was a pretty fun game to play, actually. You're not annoying, Ram. You're good.
actually kind of with Battlefield 5. I thought it was good, surprisingly. I liked it better than 1.
For the days.
I did like it better than 1. A lot of people liked 1.
Skyscrapers, map-changing events, jets, helis, and so on. Now when it comes to military shooters, DICE isn't just anyone. They're EA's golden boy. EA sees Battlefield 5's sales are, well, disappointing. So they decide it's time for a change. And they know just
what which gun?
It's Back to the Future, kids. And this is going to be a big one. And with that, pre-production of the next Battlefield begins. Naturally, we don't hear much about
Lockman is kind of good. Slider plays it.
However, throughout 2021, leaks start to drip, and we get our first taste. Rumours of a return to Modern Warfare, a soft reboot of the franchise, a game heavily inspired by Battlefield 3, 128 players on PC and next gen. Wow. Then came the horribly grainy, seizure-inducing leaked trailer footage. Quality's not great, but we're parched. Then came another, and another. They're eventually stitched into one slightly coherent trailer, and oh yeah, now this looked like Battlefield.
It did.
But finally, on June the 9th, 2021, the next Battlefield is officially revealed. And it looks amazing. Also, we were now practically baking
It did look good.
First, the bad news. The squad system is
trailer, anyway. The trailer was sick.
The trailer was sick.
Basically,
it was a really
system sounds more.
It was a really good trailer, to be honest. It was a banger.
Into a hero shooter than a classic Battlefield game. This is controversial, but we'll have to see how it plays out. And then there's no campaign. Not a massive loss, to be honest. But that means more resources for multiplayer. Also, a ton of leaks are confirmed. 128 players, massive scale warfare, modern combat, and turns out EA is throwing 4 whole studios at it. They also say that it's way ahead of schedule. Also, there would be 3 whole game sections. All-out warfare, the traditional Battlefield experience, including Conquest and Rush, Hazard Zone, DICE's second take on a battle royale, partly inspired by Tarkov, and Portal, a game mode that includes maps, weapons, and soldiers from classic Battlefield games. Things were sounding great. Battlefield 2042 was coming out in just 4 months, in October 2021. But then it's delayed by a month. But don't worry, everyone will have a chance to jump into the free beta in just a few weeks' time.
A 1 month delay? That's like not enough, ever.
It's Friday, October 6th, and at 12 AM PDT, the beta goes online, and the first few players log on.
The beta was good.
Chaos. Awful player netcode results in rubber banding and abysmal hit registration. The balancing is dreadful.
Okay, the beta was good when it worked. This is not the experience that everyone got. When it worked, it was actually not bad. Maybe I didn't play day one, but it wasn't this bad when I played. The beta was actually pretty good.
Bugs everywhere, and the game just generally feels off. Also, where was the voice chat? A scoreboard? Anyone?
What the hell is even that?
This was looking real bad. Predators take to the streets within hours. But DICE has an announcement. Gentlemen, relax. The build for the beta is a few months old. They tell us. The current build at DICE isn't a lot better.
The current... Okay. So maybe I'm just talking from a
Hey
gamer
Ram,
perspective,
I need to
but the build in the beta was better than
Aiden.
the build in launch.
Sweet man.
Like, they definitely were two different builds, for sure. You always have
I'm doing
two
alright
builds,
tonight.
right? The beta build is just so old.
Feel better than last night, that's for
Which
sure.
is weird, right? Isn't that weird how that works? How you have a beta branch,
How's your night?
but it's still such an old version of your game.
I'm just watching Strad's take on Battlefield.
To the point where you think, why don't we have the newer version as a beta? But anyway, that's always how it works. You're just constantly...
Guys, I need to restart my stream.
A stable branch that you're able to play.
My shorts are not
Beta
working right now.
gameplay was much better than the launch gameplay.
It's a shame, and a ton of issues have been fixed. There's nothing to worry about. Redditors rejoice immediately.
Did y'all like 2042
God.
at all, Battlefield?
The game was going to be fine. Phew, that was a close one. And now the wait for release begins. Midnight, 12th of November, 2021. We'd waited months for release, and today was the day. Alright boys,
Kind of slaps now with the added, updates and changes.
it's go time. Players who'd forked out $100 to play the game a week before release boot up the game and jump in.
Shit. I'm wondering if they're gonna do the microtrans. I remember in the consulting they asked us what we think about skins. The skins they showed us were like the Santa Claus skin.
Oh, it's so bad.
And
Oh, it's so
every single
bad.
One of us were like, they were like, so what do you think? And we were just like, no, we don't want Santa Claus running around in a Battlefield game. We literally, every single person said no. Like, while the skin looked fine, whatever, the art, it doesn't make any sense. We said no.
It's pretty
We
stupid.
said that's not a good idea. Fast forward some months, there's Santa Claus running around. What the hell? All good.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Yo, that's sick! What the f was that? Was that tech?
Can't even turn left or right.
Of
course.
I can't even turn left
Please.
or... I actually think I've encountered that bug once. Where you're just fucking locked.
Greeted with an experience so soul-crushing.
remember that, actually.
Mentally broken.
I didn't experience this many bugs where shit was going through the world. Of course there was a few, but not... I don't think I experienced all of, like, the weird shit.
The game is review bombed mere hours after it launches. Only a handful of things from the beta had actually been fixed. In fact, for some people, even more seemed broken.
Yeah,
Enjoyed the horrible performance of the beta.
beta was
How about more crashes?
better,
Even
for
worse
sure.
netcode. Blurrier graphics. Coming right up. Performance is awful on PC, and flickering and pop-ins plagues console.
Oh my god! What's wrong with your face?
Some fans are holding out for a comprehensive day one patch that would fix most of these issues when the game launched for everyone, but turns out that had already gone up. Here's what it fixed. But when the game actually works, you can jump into the fleshed out and richly developed world of Battlefield 2042. The world is dark and gritty. The climate has gotten so bad that natural disasters are almost ubiquitous, causing states to fail everywhere. Millions are starving, left without a country, and fighting a constant resource war worldwide, causing Germany's bankruptcy and... wait, hold on. There's no campaign, so literally none of this matters at all. Also, if the world is so awful, why are the soldiers like this?
Well. That was fun. I am not overconfident. This better.
The hell is that?
Bullet spread in hit registration is still abominable, and people are unloading full mags of their weapons at point blank range, and not landing a single hit. There are many such cases. The balancing? Well, that's still awful too.
That is one big pile of shit.
Oh, dude. The weapons were so fucked on launch. They were so bad. Oh my god. There was so much bloom on every single fucking weapon that you had to use the SMG because it didn't have bloom for some reason, but every other gun did. I mean, it had some bloom, but it was like tight. What the fuck was that about?
PP29 is almost the only viable automatic weapon, as it's the only one that can sort of land a shot. So naturally, half of the lobby is running around them. Hovercrafts are also incredibly overpowered, being that they're gunned. They spawn almost indefinitely, and there's 10 of them headed directly towards your team at all times. They can also climb buildings and literally fly. Then there's
That was the best part. I loved it, dude. It was so good.
Core pillar of a Battlefield game. This time round, it's not looking too hot.
Oh, it's horrible.
First off, it's a game with 128 players.
Oh god.
Your squad
So
is limited
bad.
to 4. Not a great start.
Nope.
Then, unless you're with friends, you're forced into a squad of randomers, and you can't pick which squad to move to, or create your own. A friends come online halfway through your game. Unlucky. It's time to back out to the main menu, invite them, and search for a new one. Also,
It's done.
there are no squad points, no chat, no spawn preview, no emotes, and you can't see what equipment the squad is carrying, essentially rendering your squad absolutely useless. Also,
Yo,
using
Cam,
specialists means
you know
classes
how
are
subbing
fast,
free?
making team play even more redundant.
What should everyone do?
Okay, specialists were just classes.
Subbing
People-
free? What do you mean?
This wasn't a
I don't know what you mean, right, Fran? Subbing free?
big deal. This wasn't a big. It was just an extra thing because they already fucked up so many things to like get more mad at them. It literally these individuals were already
The specialist
okay. Specialists were just classes. People. This wasn't a big deal. This wasn't a big. This was
team play even more redundant. The specialist
okay. Specialists were just classes. People. This wasn't a big deal. This wasn't a big. This was just. It was just an extra thing because they already fucked up so many things to like get more mad at them. It literally these.
I mean, you can
these
sub for free.
individuals were-
Just subscribe.
They were already classes. And then what they did, guess what? When they made classes, they just separated each character into the class that it was already in. It just didn't visually show up as assault class, medic, recon. But they were classes.
system also means that players on both teams look.
I don't know what you
incredibly
mean.
steep. Didn't see that tiny friendly dot above your teammate's head? Unlucky, son. Maps in 2042 are abhorrently under-designed, and around 70% of the lobby are concentrated on a couple of flags, leaving about 4 players and any other objective at any given time. This is in a game of 128 people. The map size also results in running extremely long distances,
This map fucking sucks. The rework of that map's pretty good though.
only to get obliterated by snipers or helis. The actual graphics of the maps are in some cases worse than Battlefield 5. The destruction, not great. Some buildings' walls are still destroyable, but you can't take down the actual buildings. Something you could do more than a decade ago in Bad Company 2.
That's a lot of damage.
There are still destructive events, but needless to say, they fall a bit short of the mark.
God, this game fucking sucks. This game was overrated as fuck.
The content? Where is it? This game has a total of 22 weapons. Battlefield 4 had 83. Battlefield 4 also had 3 times the gadgets, 3 more maps, and a ton more customization for aircraft and
Is that comparing to the launch of the two? That's kind of crazy.
helicopters.
Hey, Ryframe, I'm gonna restart my stream real quick, okay? Just come right back, alright? I'll be back.
Then there's fewer game modes at launch, no stat page, no server browser, dog tags are gone, and so on. The movement.
Here's what dog
DICE
tags.
said pre-launch that they were building on what they did with Battlefield 5. Let's take a look at that. Crouch sprinting, not in the game. Rolling, gone. Lying on your back while prone, absent.
Oh, that shit is so fucking cool.
Grabbing a ledge while falling, not in the game. Literally just leaning left and right like every game post 2012. No. You also can't dive under the water like you could in every Battlefield since 4. However, if you stab the water enough times, you can glitch yourself under it. The UI is so dreadful that you can't even tell if your settings are toggled on or off. Anyway, well, it speaks for itself.
That's so good.
Assassinations are in the game, but they're lazily done. The man you're about to kill is prone. Why don't you help him up, kick him back down again, then stab him in the chest? That makes a lot of sense. DICE added AI bots to the game to pad out lobbies and make sure they're never dead. One issue: they're absolutely moronic.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And lastly, there's still no stat page, voice chat, or even a score. And all of that was just the actual game design. Then there were the bugs. Are those my footsteps on dry concrete? Why is my gun firing blanks? Did you just die with so much as a toe touching a wall or rock? Sorry pal, nothing I can do. You just parachute down from the sky? Well, there's a chance that it stays deployed after you land, meaning there's now a parachute above you at all times, completely giving away your position. Vehicle physics are slightly broken. Helicopter hot landings are hot. Every time you jump in a tank gun, it's so jittery you might as well be sat directly on top of the engine. By the way, you can actually shoot yourself with that gun while getting inside. Nice. Then there's the random people
I
frozen
didn't know
around
that.
the map, no hit detection on buildings, flying across the map. That
was me!
And so on.
That was
I
me!
remember that clip. I remember that clip, bro.
That was good.
This is me. Oh yeah, you guys can't see me. This was fucking me. I was flying I was flying a jet into every single building, and it didn't do anything. It just was bouncing.
Detection on building.
It was just over. I literally that wasn't a one-off, by the way. That wasn't just one building I hit. I hit every single building back to back to back, and I'm just bouncing. I'm just bouncing around. It was so fucking funny.
Things, flying across the map using a ladder, and so on. But hey, the main game's not great.
What?
It has its own is pretty forgettable, but at least Portal mode is decent. Wait, what's that? The ability to earn XP from it has been removed because of people boosting.
Obvious. Who cares about that?
That was enough 2042 for one day.
I don't know why anyone cares about that. That's like who cares? But whatever. No one did. Yeah, I mean, that's just an
People
extra
are
little thing
confused.
to be upset about, I guess.
What the hell, DICE? Where was the stat page? Voice chat? A scoreboard? Legacy features? DICE response? Their scientists and engineers had been strapped for time and couldn't get them working for launch. But they promised these intricate and time-consuming features would eventually be implemented. But forget about that. In terms of basic features, the game seemed to have progressed more than a decade. Even the graphics in some cases. Something was clearly disastrously wrong, and naturally, the inevitable happens. What was a strong start with over 100k players on Steam soon starts to dwindle. Within a single month, the game falls below Battlefield 5's player numbers. Player numbers get so bad that cheaters literally discontinue selling their own cheats because of it. Damage control mode was not on. Nice devs gather around.
That's
What
fucked.
do players want?
That's when you know it's bad. That's when you know you've inverted yourself.
Skins.
Skins.
Steve, draft us up a Santa
No
Claus.
Oh, no, dude.
It's amazing.
This is what they showed
Whip us
us.
up a medieval.
That's what they showed us. They said, what do you guys think about this? And we said, fuck no. And this is what we got.
That looks amazing. Jeff, whip us up a medieval knight, would you? Day of the Dead Man. Baz, get on it. What about a clown skin? A clown. Perfect. Perfect. These skins end up getting leaked ahead of their launch, and the backlash is so bad. DICE is forced to drop them.
Wait.
A series of
Oh, they didn't come out? Oh. Wait. Let's
That's
go.
pretty good.
We did it.
DICE tweet.
No, they still did in the end. Oh.
It's also stokes some fires. First, a DICE employee tweets about fans' brutal expectations. A stat page, voice chat, basic squad mechanics, a mid-game scoreboard. Brutal indeed. A pre-launch tweet where a DICE employee says that the game was in a solid state and that it wasn't his first rodeo also gains notoriety. So in a shocking twist, the developers of a released AAA game rush to actually finish their game. November 24th, patch 2 is released. This addresses the crazy bullet spread on most weapons, as well as addressing some other balancing issues.
That was a good patch. That was not bad.
2nd of December,
Not bad. That was a
patch
good one.
3 is released. This brings UI improvements and more balancing changes.
Decent.
Also, the scoreboard was supposed to release in this update, but that's been delayed. Also, Season 1 of the game is delayed
Why?
until summer, a full 6 months after launch, as DICE are so busy actually finishing the
That doesn't even make sense to
March
me.
8th, 2022. Patch 3.3 is released. After months of work, DICE's finest engineers and top talent working around the clock, billions in R&D, and unprecedented resource allocation, DICE had cracked it. And at the UN General Assembly, they showcase an actual, functioning scoreboard. My God. Nothing short of a miracle. April 18th, patch 4. It had taken 5 months of work post-launch, but now DICE's quantum mechanical scientists are on a roll. First the scoreboard, now they've cracked something arguably more impressive. Multiplayer voice chat.
Which one of you motherfuckers called my mom gay?
Everybody type the chat else.
DICE goes on to win multiple government communications contracts, and everyone on the team is nominated for Nobel Prizes, respectively. Oh, and after this patch, those physics-defying hovercrafts should no longer be flying through the stratosphere. Despite these cutting-edge advancements,
I thought that shit was
almost no one
hilarious.
is
They should have
actually
kept that.
playing the game.
It was so amazing when the hovercrafts go up the building. It was the best.
Over 100,000 have actually signed a petition to get it refunded. But on June the 9th, Season 1 is finally released. Version 1.0. Finally,
They still climb
DICE
buildings?
considered a full game.
Hell yeah.
7 months after launch, and Season 1
What I'm
adds
talking
one
about.
map, a specialist, 2 guns, and 2 helicopters. Compare this to Battlefield 1's first DLC that included 4 maps, 2 operations, a new mode, 6 new weapons, 2 tanks, and a new class. Despite the lack of content, this does revive the player base somewhat. Season 1 also includes a ton of patches, one of which fixes the bug where landing your helicopter in the place of a falling feather would result in instantaneous explosion. Plans to rework maps and classes are also underway. So what went wrong? Well, let's dive in. A month after the game's launch, prominent leaker Tom Henderson releases a video explaining
Imagine
from
being
his
known as a
sources
leaker.
the inside scoop.
What the fuck is that?
It's interesting. According to him, due to EA's restrictions on creative freedom, a ton of DICE's veteran developers leave the studio to form their own after Battlefield 5's release. This is also when pre-production for 2042 is just getting going. EA looks around. They see a market filled with battle royales and hero shooters, all just bursting at the seams with money. They want in, and they think Battlefield would be perfect for it. Their game plan is simple. Listen lads, see all that popular stuff out there? Do that. And DICE gets to work.
Do that.
Do
In
that.
February 2019, Respawn's Apex Legends releases and basically starts printing EA money straight out the game. EA likes. So DICE takes a bit of inspiration. And in late 2019, the Battle Royale setting and the concept of specialists are born. Now there are a few problems surfacing. The first up being the game's engine, Frostbite. Battlefield 5 was developed in just 2 years, meaning DICE didn't have the time to update the game's engine to the newest version. This time round, however, their game had 3 years in the oven, so DICE has plenty of time to upgrade. Now, it was DICE's devs who'd actually created Frostbite in the first place, so this would be a breeze. Wait, hold on. Haven't all those devs just left? Oh god. So barely anyone left at DICE knows how to actually use the engine, and naturally, 2042's Frostbite update ends up taking a while. A long while. In fact, upgrading the engine alone takes over half of the game's development time. What was supposed to take 6 months has now taken 18. Fast forward to March 2020, and everyone's working from home now. This is not good. A process that takes a few minutes in office could now take hours. Also, EA has decided to backtrack and is now saying they want 2042 back to a more classic Battlefield formula. DICE now has to spend a ton of time redesigning the game, and the original concept of 2042 is tacked on as a new game mode. Hazard Zone. August 2020. The concepts and ideas are finalised, and the actual game development begins. This leaves DICE around 1 year and 3 months of actual development time. This is very short for a AAA game of this scale, and that's compounded by the fact everyone's working from home. Also, new devs are still joining. In fact, at this point, almost 90% of DICE's designers had joined after Battlefield 1, 60% during 2022.
Oh man.
DICE is now a completely different studio. In February 2021, EA's CEO comes out